Alright, you ever see a moment that feels small at first? It's like something you could almost miss if you weren't paying attention, but then it just explodes. Like one tiny ripple that turns into a tidal wave. That's exactly what happened with SHEDEUR Shanders at Browns minicamp. And I'm telling you right now, this is the kind of moment that could redefine an entire team's future. When SHEDEUR Shanders fell all the way to the 5th round in the 2025 NFL Draft, I think most people figured the story was already written. The league had made up its mind. He wasn't ready. He needed time. He'd probably sit at the very bottom of the Browns' depth chart, maybe learn a thing or two behind Joe Flacco, maybe get thrown into a couple of preseason drives when the games don't matter and the stands are half empty. Maybe that was the expectation. But the thing is, expectations don't mean anything to a guy like SHEDEUR Shanders. See? There's this thing people do in the NFL. It's like a mental shortcut. They see the draft round, they look at the order, they look at how much a guy gets paid, and then they decide how good that player is before he even steps on the field. They let the number next to his name define him. But what SHEDEUR just did in Cleveland, that number doesn't matter anymore, because this kid didn't just show up to camp with a chip on his shoulder. He showed up ready to take something. And when his moment came, when the coaches said, "You're up," he didn't flinch. He didn't blink. He didn't just survive the reps. He dominated. So please take 2 seconds to hit the subscribe button, like the video, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for your support. Let me give you the setup. Just so you really get how wild this is, the Cleveland Browns quarterback room is crowded. It's heavy. Deshaun Watson is still there whether you're a fan of his game or not. The reality is, he's a massive presence on that roster. Huge contract, polarizing legacy, a lot of pressure. Then you've got Joe Flacco. Yeah, the former Super Bowl MVP. A walking, talking archive of NFL experience. And then there's Dillon Gabriel, a dynamic dual-threat rookie who tore up college defenses and had scouts buzzing. He's mobile, he's flashy, and before all this went down, a lot of folks inside and outside the building were already labeling him the future of the franchise. So yeah, this wasn't exactly an environment crying out for a 5th-round rookie quarterback to make noise. But SHEDEUR didn't care about that. He didn't care that he was 5th on the depth chart. He didn't care that other guys had more money, more hype, more reps. He just kept showing up, kept working, kept preparing like he was the starter. And then during a move-the-ball drill, the kind where coaches don't just hand out reps like candy, SHEDEUR took the field ahead of Dillon Gabriel. And everybody stopped what they were doing. Because that right there, that wasn't just a rotation decision. That was a message from the coaching staff. That was the Browns saying, "Let's see what this kid's got." And what did he do? He stepped into that huddle like he'd been doing it for years. He made checks at the line, he moved the offense, he took command, and he made throws real NFL-level throws. Out routes with perfect timing, deep digs with anticipation. He went through progressions like a 10-year vet. He didn't dump it off to the flat just to be safe. He pushed the ball downfield. He looked fearless. And all of a sudden, the conversation started changing. Quiet whispers in the hallway turned into loud questions in the meeting rooms. Is this guy actually the real deal? Now let's talk stats for a second. Because the tape tells one story, but the numbers back it up too. Over his college career, SHEDEUR Shanders posted a completion rate of over 71%. That's elite. Last season alone, he completed 74% of his passes. And here's the kicker. He did that while getting sacked 42 times. Think about that. 42 sacks, and he still put up surgical numbers. That tells me 2 things. 1, he's got composure under pressure, and 2, he's not just surviving chaos, he's producing through it. But the real magic, it's not in the box score, it's in the way he throws guys open. It's the timing, the placement, the confidence, the way he reads a defense like he's looking at something he's already seen 100 times. And the coaches see it. One Browns assistant reportedly said, "And this floored me in my 15 years of coaching. I've never seen anything like this." That's not just a compliment, that's a moment of shock. That's a seasoned professional admitting that this rookie is doing things that flat out just don't make sense. And it's not just the coaches. The players are noticing too. Know how rare it is for a rookie quarterback to step into a veteran locker room and instantly earn respect. It's almost unheard of. But SHEDEUR, he's doing it with actions, not words. He's not barking in the huddle. He's not faking leadership. He just shows up, does his job, and executes. And the vets, they're responding. You can see it in walkthroughs, you can feel it during red zone drills. There's a different rhythm when he's under center, and I think that's what's really blowing people away. Not just the arm, not just the stats, but the processing. The way he sees the field. One coach reportedly told another, "This kid processes like he's been in this offense for years." That's not something you teach. That's instinct. That's football IQ. That's special. And here's what I love most about this entire story: the mindset. When Shedeur wasn't getting the reps early in OTAs, he didn't pout. He didn't run to the media. He didn't throw shade on social. He didn't demand anything. He just worked. He stayed late. He studied film. He sharpened his footwork. He soaked up every bit of coaching he could get. And when the opportunity came, he didn't just take advantage, he capitalized. He flipped the whole quarterback room upside down. And you want to know what separates a guy like that from the rest? It's the awareness. His self-awareness is off the charts. In an interview, he said something that really stuck with me. You've got to understand the situation you're in. Whether you're getting reps or not, you can take it negatively, or you can use it to push yourself harder. That right there, that's why he's going to make it. Because he's not chasing fame. He's not chasing approval. He's chasing greatness. And now the Browns are starting to see it. Loud and clear. Even Mary Kay Cabot, one of the most experienced, no-nonsense Browns reporters out there, recently admitted that Shedeur's rise is real, not hype, earned. And when someone like her starts flipping the narrative, you better believe the team is paying attention. Let me remind you, just a few weeks ago, Dillon Gabriel was being hyped as the new face of the franchise. A dynamic, athletic, dual-threat guy with big upside. And now Shedeur Sanders is lining up ahead of him in reps, throwing darts, making reads, commanding the huddle. And I don't think this is just a hot streak. I don't think this is one of those feel-good camp stories that fades by preseason. I think we're witnessing something real, something sustainable. The Browns might have walked into the draft looking for depth, but they may have walked away with a franchise quarterback. Not next year. Right now, and if Shedeur keeps this up, that quarterback room, it's going to get real awkward real fast. So to everyone who counted him out, to the GMs who passed, to the scouts who said he wasn't ready, this might just be the start of a story you'll be hearing about for a long time. Shedeur Sanders didn't wait his turn, he created it. And now, he's coming for the throne. So, please take 2 seconds to hit the subscribe button, like the video, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for your support. You know, when analysts first started talking about Shedeur Sanders, the hype was real. People were buzzing about his upside, and a lot of folks just assumed he'd be the clear frontrunner behind Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett. I mean, on paper, it made sense. But if there's one thing I've learned from watching this game for years, it's that football doesn't care about hype. It doesn't care what